The NFL's preseason kicks off with 6 games tonight for Week 1, and it all starts with a doubleheader at 7 Eastern as the Bengals will be hosting the Lions and the Packers taking on the Steelers. The Cardinals and the Raiders, that kicks off at 8 Eastern. Arizona has ruled out quarterback Carson Beck because of a rib injury. Commanders quarterback Jayden Daniels has informed LSU, well, an attorney representing Daniels has informed LSU that he can no longer use his name, image, and likeness in a letter sent, which was obtained by ESPN. At the center of the dispute is that LSU is allowing a sophomore cornerback DJ Pickett to wear the number 5 jersey that Daniels wore in 2023 when he became the Tigers' 3rd Heisman Trophy winner. In Major League Baseball, the Field of Dreams game between the Phillies and the Twins is at 4:30 Eastern Time. Twins have activated outfielder Byron Buxton. The Reds already defeated the White Sox 9-8. Mariners snapped out of their losing streak with a 1-0 win over the Yankees. I'm Monty Bolaños.
All right, it's showtime. Go time.
Yeah, buddy.
And Thursday's the new Friday, so the weekend begins. The freaking weekend. Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio.
As we get ready for not only NFL football, college football. Kids are going back to college now. And you remember those first weeks of college?
Oh, back to school.
Oh, back to school.
Of course I do. There's that awkward feeling of who are your new friends? And then you hang with them for like the first week, and then a few months into your school year, you forgot you were friends.
Back to school.
Back to school.
Back to school.
Remember your first early college friends?
Of course I do, yeah.
They
thought they were
weren't
going to
like
be
your
your,
real.
they
Yeah.
thought they were going to be your lifelong friends. They just lived on the same floor as you.
Yeah, that was it. So I'm Covino, that is Rich, Danny G is here, and we be rocking out. Let's go.
Yay.
Oh, my God. Look who decided to join us.
Hello.
I'm going to give Sam the mom treatment. Oh, look what the cat dragged in.
Oh, I was Sam's back.
Sleepyhead.
Oh, nice of you to show up.
Good morning, Sleepyhead.
Oh, wow, Sam's here.
Iowa Sam is back.
Oh, thank you.
And I got to say, Sam, I think I'm the only guy that really missed you, man. Rich didn't care at all. Yeah.
Wait, Sam was gone? No,
Yeah,
of course
yeah.
I missed you, Sam.
Sam is
I was
here on
gone
the
for a
ones and twos. I know. Danny G is on the phones at 877-99 on Fox, and we always have fun when the beautiful, talented Monty is here with your updates.
Hey, Mons.
So Monty's hanging around. Stick around for Monty. And it's Thursday, which means, we get you ready for the weekend because, well, you brought up college. Tonight's the party night, right? We're going to be dancing on the bars.
Doing it like a Thursday night.
Well-
If you had class on Friday in college, you just didn't manipulate the schedule the right way.
We're going to
doing?
exactly. Get you ready for a casual Friday. We go old school when 50 hits on the clock, and we're going to throw it back. Let's just say this involves Mickey Mantle.
Okay.
So just
A legend of all legends.
a legend, and we'll get you involved later. We do that every Thursday. We have lots to get to. Schedule watching, get you ready for some preseason NFL.
But we start with disrespect or like, slow down, Tiger. Literally, Tiger, LSU. There's this story about Jayden Daniels that you heard Monty say in the update
Yeah.
that I very quickly formed an opinion on. I heard the story and I'm like, got my opinion ready. And I'm ready to, I'm locked and loaded. What's
Let's
up,
hear it.
Monty? How are you? You feeling good today?
Hi, I'm sorry. I'm here because I don't want to leave you guys hanging and alone, but I'll be taking over your seat at 7 Eastern.
You're here?
I will be doing the Odd Couple with Rob Guerra.
Oh, nice. Wait, you and Rob tonight?
Me and Rob G, baby.
I love that.
Thank you.
That's a combo.
I was going to listen
Thank you.
too.
Yes, you should. You should.
Let me ask you before
Are
we
you guys
talk.
calling it a hot Latino night?
Obviously. Obviously.
Before we get into this Jayden Daniels disrespect or relax, did you end up getting
Did your daughter?
she did.
Oh, good.
My daughter went to Hello Kitty night at Dodger Stadium last night, and Monty's like, you better tell her to get there early or else she's not going to get one.
And was it not wild or was it wild?
She said people are fighting over this.
Oh, absolutely.
People are savages. People are disgusting.
Such savages.
Little-
Yeah.
It's a little box with, those little tiny stuffies that have a keychain on them. Little
Yeah,
girls can
of
put it on their
course.
backpack.
Yeah.
They were just the little.
It's a Hello Kitty and Friends night, and
Yeah.
you had to open it to see which one you got. So you didn't know, right? And then I got one that I did not want.
Is it My Melody? Because I'll give it to my.
Would have been
was one of them.
One of them was My Melody.
Yeah.
I didn't open that one.
Would have been nice for my daughter, Melody Monty.
Well, let me see what I can do. Let me see what I can do. Okay.
Nice, yeah.
But the point is, I got to give a shout out to Blythe because she let me have the one I wanted. I don't even know the name of it, but it looks like a little Maleficent devil.
My daughter got that one.
That's the one I wanted.
That's
Don't worry, I ended
Kuromi.
up with it. What is it?
Kuromi.
Look at you knowing your stuff.
Well, because my daughter's a big fan, so if you really cared, you'd give her that one too.
No, I just told you I wanted that one, and I had to switch with me, but I had to threaten a tour guide.
I mean, how old are you, Monty? Jeez.
That's it. That's it.
And in on-field news, the Dodgers swept the Royals.
They did. They did. My daughter, get this too. I want to get into this Jayden Daniels thing, but my family were Mets fans. My daughter again went with a friend,
Sorry
and
about
the
that.
parents bought her a Dodgers T-shirt. And I almost have to do I give in and be like, hey, why am I torturing my kids as Mets fans? Let them be.
Let them be. They can be
let
both.
'em be?
They can be
I'll
both.
tell you why, because if you could be a Mets fan, it shows you're loyal and committed. It shows good character. That's why.
That's what
That's
being
why.
a Clippers
You think
fan
I like
is like.
Rich? I really don't, but I know deep down he's a loyal guy if he's a Mets fan.
Yeah, it's
so
true.
I think you're doing it right,
Go
Rich.
Mets.
I do.
All right, let's get into this Jayden Daniels story. I think it's wild that, first of all, do you look at it as like, look at the huevos on this kid that wants Jayden Daniels' number? Or do you look at it as, Jayden Daniels, you played 26 games. Yes, you won a Heisman 2 years ago, 2024, big star.
Well, we can't downplay the Heisman. I mean, that's
I'm
pretty
sorry,
dope.
2023.
Yeah.
But do you look at that and say, 26 games, Heisman, you get your jersey, put aside, retired, no one else gets it?
Well, let's not downplay, there is no higher honor. He won the Heisman Trophy.
A national championship.
I mean, yeah, but still, that's a personal accolade. A championship would have been better, of course. So, yeah, that's points against him. Is it petty? I agree. It is very petty to complain about this and put a cease and desist on his name, image, and likeness moving forward.
That's the petty part.
That is the petty part.
That's what started with Schefter this morning. An attorney representing Jayden Daniels informed LSU can no longer use his name, image, and likeness, and said he felt profoundly disrespected after LSU allowed cornerback DJ Pickett to wear his former number 5 jersey.
DJ Pickett claiming, hey, man, if it's available, what am I doing wrong? So that's a question in itself. Do you blame DJ Pickett and say the huevos on this guy to go with Jayden Daniels' number? Do you blame the
Hold
school
up.
for making it available?
Wait a minute. The school told Pickett, yo, it's your number. You could have it. So what is he going to say? Well, no, I'm not going to take
Well,
it.
out of respect, you can't blame him.
He said he wore it since he was a little kid. That number 5, man, coveted.
Yeah, Jayden Daniels doesn't own it. That's his mindset. But this is a big story today. Now, I'm going to take a different angle, although I agree with Rich.
Well,
we don't know the level of disrespect that led to this. This could be maybe some sort of straw that broke Daniels' back here because, I know what it feels like to be disrespected by your college, and this is on a much, much, much higher level. Rich, you know better than I do what it feels like to be disrespected by your college or not acknowledged. This is a guy that maybe feels he deserves a little more respect than that, and maybe this is just another moment of numerous things that we're not aware of right now.
How many years? Here's what made me make my quick decision. In fact, I like to study these things, but I also sometimes like to make a quick decision and be like, that's my instinct. And my instinct is college and the pros are so different with this stuff. How long did Derek Jeter, number 2, play for the Yankees?
20 years, right?
So we're talking about a guy that won 5 World Series, 20 years, legend.
Rookie of the Year, 1996, champion, superstar Yankee.
How long?
Most hits for a New York Yankee. He made his mark.
How long did, Tom Brady play for the Patriots? TB12? I'm just saying.
Felt like 37 years.
Danny G, I look at college like a revolving door of young talent, right? Think about it. You're in and out of there in 4 years. As a student, you go there, whatever bar you thought was popular is now the lame bar.
Well,
and
a lot less than
kids.
4 with the transfer portal.
Yeah, but
That's what I'm saying.
You make a great point. I get it. You're there, and in the snap of a finger, your career's over, right? New players come in. Even our college days seem like a blink of an eye. Weird moments, weird friendships. It went real fast. Doesn't make it less special. But from his perspective, I'm just challenging. I agree with you.
Yeah.
But I'm challenging everybody to realize that, a lot of his contemporaries, their numbers are retired. So he's thinking on that level. Caleb Williams' numbers retired. I was going through a list. There's some play like it's not unheard of. Is my
You're
point.
saying
You're saying, yeah, dude, you can't compare college sports to professional sports. I agree with you.
You're saying
I
guys.
agree.
You're saying guys that he would call his equals in the NFL. Their colleges respected them.
Your boy Steve Young's number is retired.
But remember,
Steve
Covino.
Young, dude. It's Steve freaking Young,
Charlie
dude.
Ward. I'm just going through the list.
But this
Charlie
is a
Ward,
team-by-team basis
You're
thing.
making it seem like it's unheard of. It's very heard of.
Covino, just like organizations in all pro sports, some teams, have all kinds of jersey numbers retired, and others don't really do that. They're like, yeah, you have to be a legend to get your number retired.
I'm thinking for him to make this big of a stink, like the stink of what? 1857?
Do you know this? Do you know about the stink?
The great stink of
The great stink?
1858? For him to make a stink like this has to be an accumulation of things, not just this. That's my guess. That's my thinking. This is like, oh, and they're giving my number away? Screw it. I don't want anything to deal with it. I do find it to be a disrespect, though. There's other cases that I find to be more absurd. I don't think this is worth Jayden Daniels' time. I do agree it seems a little strange for him to complain and make this big of a deal about it. But there's other moments where I do notice this. What's the slight? What's the backstory? There's usually more than meets the eye here. Like, can I give you some other examples? And we'll take phone calls, too, at 877-99 on Fox. I agree with Rich. I do. We can't compare college sports to professional sports when someone plays their entire career with that team and won multiple championships, so on and so forth.
Jayden Daniels made his name and what got him to the NFL through LSU. 2 years, had that first year at Arizona State, but a Heisman Trophy year. But again, Danny, you looked it up before the show. We were like, guess how many games you think he played for LSU? 26. That's, I'm not saying NFL and college are the same, but in NFL terms, that's not even 2 seasons. That's
a cup of
It's
golf.
a season and a half of NFL games, right? And then you got to say to yourself, they use the university and the university uses them. It's a mutually exclusive usage of each other, right? Like you win us a championship, you're going to use this college to go to the pros.
And again, like you said, they did in Michigan won that year, right? 2023.
So look at it from the perspective of college is a revolving door of students, athletes, everyone. We all, why are we going to make it seem like 26 games should get this guy hung in the rafters? However, I looked up my own college and I was like, I doubt they did this for guys. They did.
That's the point.
But like guys that are good, I guess.
It's LSU and the SEC.
But
So it's
still,
more-
man,
No.
you look.
No.
I kind of get that.
I
I
went
kind
to
of get it sometimes when you
Here-
see like other people getting certain things and you're not getting the same treatment.
One quick wrinkle to throw out there for you. And Covino, Chad GPT says there doesn't seem to be any other beef between him and LSU. So it says it's just about this number thing.
Yeah, but ChatGPT also says I'm married to some woman I never heard of. So
yes,
I
take
believe
it with a grain of
ChatGPT.
salt.
ChatGPT said
I believe ChatGPT.
Chad also says
but-
Covino has $10 million.
DJ Pickett.
How you doing, Steve Covino?
yeah.
DJ Pickett was promised number 5 while Brian Kelly was recruiting him. And he wore number 3 as a freshman because, according to a report today, Kelly didn't give him number 5 at that point because he hadn't gotten Daniel's blessing yet.
Other notable names,
Ooh.
college number retired, obviously Bo Jackson, number 34. He has a giant statue at that bar we were at. Remember that?
Auburn.
How cool that was? Deion Sanders,
But
Charlie Ward,
but who at LSU?
LSU,
That's a
Jerry Stovall, Tommy Casanova, Charles Alexander, Burt Jones. That's all I'm seeing here right now.
Well,
oh, wait, hold on.
Well, look at your own college, and think about when you were there. I'm going to give you for me. I went to
Billy
Syracuse.
Cannon, number 20.
I went to Syracuse, and when I was there, Donovan McNabb was a big deal. I got to see Donovan McNabb play my freshman year, was his senior year, and he was a big deal. And they did retire number 5 in football for Donovan McNabb. And then on the basketball side of things, I remember seeing Jerry McNamara play, who's now the coach. His number 3 retired. So,
Okay, so
You know,
hold on. I just want to put things in a different perspective
Okay.
for the sake of conversation, all right? Put yourself in Jayden Daniels' cleats right now. Current history, he's the guy. He won a Heisman. You got to give him his props for that. Didn't win a national championship, but he made it to the NFL. He's a good kid. We watched him in quarterback. He's a winner. I like his attitude. He has a bright future, right? When you do your best, and you did your best, you won a Heisman. That means you were the best. You were the best. And then you see other guys from your school years prior, names that I don't know off the top of the dome like Harry Mack. You know Billy Cannon, number 20 from LSU? His number's retired. It makes me feel like this. There's a lot of jabronis, and I said it. Yeah, jabronis. A lot of nobodies from Nowhereville who are in like my college radio Hall of Fame. I don't think they're on national radio on Fox Sports Radio. I don't think they're syndicated on Fox Sports Radio. In fact, I never heard of half these people. Guess who's not in the Radio Hall of Fame? Me. Rich could say the same thing.
I can.
We worked for ESPN. We worked for SNY. We've worked for SiriusXM for 20 years, right? We've had a career for a long time. We've done a show for 20 years. We're not in our alma mater's Hall of Fame, but a bunch of nobodies are.
It's almost like a star on the Walk of Fame, though.
So you don't think Jayden Daniels is saying to myself, yo, man, I'm Jayden Daniels, starting quarterback. I don't even know these other dudes.
Why isn't Joe Burrow complaining about this? His number's not retired.
Maybe it means more to him, dude. That's all.
No, but I have a question.
You know, some things
do you
mean
donate
more.
money? Answer that question. You're going on and on. Do you donate money?
I don't. I don't think I need to. I think my resume. I'm sorry, I don't even have a resume. My biography speaks for itself.
I don't need to.
My bio.
How do you think these
people?
people get stars in the Hollywood Walk of Fame? Tens of thousands of dollars.
They pay for it.
So
It's
you know
like
what?
getting a Guinness World Record.
I'm
You got
just
to pay
saying,
them.
I know a guy.
There might be
All right.
a bunch of things that led to this, and you got to think from his standpoint. Like they pay all these accolades to these guys. Why not me?
There's more than meets the eye. I know a guy that has a park bench at Syracuse. He didn't die. It's not like he died and they dedicated a bench. I think he gave $50,000 to the college, and they're like, "Oh, the commemorative the bench." And he has his name on a plaque. You want to get accolades? Unfortunately, maybe Jayden Daniels. I'm not saying this is fact. I'm speculating. What if he's not as accessible as they may have wanted him to be?
That's possible. Yeah,
Maybe-
we don't know all the details.
Maybe it's customary. Maybe it's customary for quarterbacks that make tons of money to give back.
For all you know, maybe it doesn't really mean that much to him, and the people in his camp are like, no. This isn't right. This isn't
we're
cool.
making a fuss.
Because, when you get to a certain level of your career, other people fight your fight. You think Rich and I fight over money and things like that? No, we have agents to do that. Yep. So for all you know, his lawyers are saying, no. This is not cool. It's not how it works. These other guys, they got their number retired at LSU. Caleb Williams has it. We got to make this right, and we got to make a stand. For all you know, he's just following their guidance and their instructions. I'm just giving you other things to think about as the story develops, because right now, it's fair because we're only going with what we know. It does seem very petty of Jayden Daniels. I'm just saying there might be more to this.
Let me hit you up with a random fun fact. Roughly 1/3 of the 90-plus all-time Heisman Trophy winners have had their jersey retired by their respective universities.
So it's not unheard of.
Everyone's going to have their own gauge of whether or not they retire numbers. Like you said, USC already retired Caleb's number 13, Reggie Bush number 5. Meanwhile, Notre Dame doesn't retire any numbers. Now, they might make some of them harder to get. Like, they're not going to give anyone maybe like a legend, like Tim Brown, I know 81, and Paul Hornig, number 5. Those are like sort of on reserve.
His USC's number is retired at number 11 at USC.
So, I mean, like, I get it. Like the Mets, right? I'll mock my own Mets for a second. There's Mets that have their number retired that I think they just retire the numbers because they don't really have anyone else to retire. Like the Yankees are more selective, even though they've retired like every number.
No, but these things do bother me. Okay, so Jayden Daniels really put yourself in his cleats, like I said. He's like, I did everything I could, and now this guy's wearing my number 5. I feel that way when I see certain players' numbers, like, in my opinion, being disrespected. Like, as a lifelong Yankees fan, right? I'm like, you don't have Willie Randolph's number retired?
So you can't.
That guy,
can't retire anyone.
2-time champion, 6-time All-Star, captain of the Yankees, Monument Park, and yet you got Max Schumer rocking number 30? Like, that's disrespect to me. Alex Rodriguez should be Hall of Famer, 697 home runs, superstar, and Jazz Chisholm is disrespecting his number 13. And I know people have their opinions on A-Rod. I'm just saying, you got to understand the feeling a little bit. This guy's thinking to himself, what more could I have done to get a little bit of respect here?
You know how they talk about when it comes to the Hall of Fame in any sport, can you tell the story of the league when they played without them? And if you can't, that means they're a Hall of Famer. Like, you can't tell the story of 90s baseball without such and such. I think if you can't tell the story of I think it's more of a sniff test. And it sounds gross. Sniff test.
Yeah, use a different term.
I'll give you a
please.
sniff test.
but I really do think, like, you can name a player to me, and I can tell you, like, just off the top of the dome, like, no, Yes, I think deep down inside. And you said
You know
Willie
what?
Randolph. No, my instinct is no.
You
You said
guys-
A-Rod. I was like, yeah.
Who's more New York than Willie Randolph?
You
dude?
guys brought up Heisman winners. LSU has had 3: Billy Cannon, Joe Burrow, and Jayden Daniels.
That's true.
And
yeah. Joe
of the
Burrow.
three?
Joe
So-
Burrow's a stud.
So
He's not
Burrow should
complaining.
have his number,
Yeah.
retired as well if you're going to stick up for Jayden Daniels.
Yeah, but maybe Joe doesn't care about that stuff. You know,
He probably
What do you
doesn't.
mean
He seems
him caring doesn't matter.
It
It's
does-
an honor.
It does matter. It does matter because some people don't
He
care
seems
about
like a very
accolades
humble
and things
cat.
like that, and other people do.
What's
if we
up?
keep this more relatable here, and this is Sleeper College Football on X Twitter, and so this is how they listed the last 10 Heisman winners and their jerseys, what happened after they left. Fernando Mendoza, worn the next year. Travis Hunter, retired number. Jayden Daniels, worn on defense. Caleb Williams, retired. Bryce Young, worn 2 years after. Devontae Smith, worn the next year. Joe Burrow, not worn since. Kyler Murray, worn next year. Baker Mayfield, worn 4 years after. Lamar Jackson's number, worn the next year.
And you know
Those
why?
are all Heisman.
Revolving door. College is a revolving door. If you did this,
But it must
You
mean
gotta be-
something.
yeah.
You know what? If I were
I like
Jayden
it.
Daniels,
Thank you for doing that, Monster.
you got to use this as fuel to the fire, as motivation, so that LSU wants to kiss his ass in the future to retire that number. The more he succeeds in his professional career, the more chances of them wanting to do this in the future, I'm thinking. And he'll look back and say, mistake. Big mistake.
Big mistake.
Big mistake.
Let's take some phone calls. Can I throw a random met at you? And you tell me if you think the number should be retired. Because it was a story earlier this year. I'm not just bringing up my Mets, I promise.
Yeah, you've already ran out of Met.
He had the greatest
time. Yeah.
He had the greatest hair of the 80s. And he would do soap commercials. All the moms loved him. He was a Montreal Expo, maybe one of the best catchers of that generation.
Oh, you had a perm?
Passed away, rest in peace, Gary Carter.
Gary Carter had a mean
Should
term.
the Mets have retired number 8 for Gary Carter, part of the 86 Mets?
For as beloved as he was, and Rich is right, we grew up on the East Coast. Everybody loved Gary Carter, and he's known to be one of the best dudes. And as far as catchers, one of the best around. I'd say so.
But you know what they
Mets
did earlier this
lived-
year? Earlier this year, they misstepped and they gave a rookie call-up number 8, Nick Morabito.
Yeah, that's
and
weak.
immediately the fans were like, what the F? And
Yeah.
they're like, oh, so we're so sorry.
Well, and
But
if
yet,
you go to City
you know-
Field, it's like going back in a time machine to 1986
Oh.
because that's the last time they won. And I don't say that disrespectfully.
That's
I'm
true.
saying that if you're gonna still herald these guys with highlights and Gary Carter still everywhere because he's the winner that you guys are advertising, then maybe he should have his number retired.
Yeah. Well, they did it for Keith and a few others.
So Jayden Daniels, it sounds lame. It does. And college is not professional sports. Just giving you a few things to think about. How do you feel about him saying, yeah, disrespect of the highest regard. You can't use my name, image, or likeness again moving forward. They gave his college number away to DJ Pickett.
All right, Denny G, where we going?
Let's start in New York. Johnny.
In New York. What's up, Johnny?
Hey, Johnny.
Hello?
What up,
Johnny,
man?
you're on.
What's up, man?
It's Tony. Sorry about that.
Oh, Tony.
Hey, Tony
I should
Baloney.
have known. To New York.
That's okay.
Tony.
Hey, Jayden Daniels and or his people need to look at the big picture. He's in his third year of his rookie contract, and this is the year he either makes it or breaks it with a bigger contract and or an extension. Focus on the future. The past will take care of itself.
Yeah.
That's all
And
I
you know
gotta
what?
say
And you know
about
what?
that.
If he delivers for the Commanders and all of a sudden that team's back, I mean, they're 2 years removed. They're a year and a half, 2 years removed from the NFC Championship game. If he has a great NFL career and is a champion at some point, they could always retroactively retire it or something. It's not like it's done
That's what I
done
said.
deal.
Then they'll kiss his ass.
Kiss his ass a little.
Yeah, no, that was well said. I think we all agree with that for sure. I think we're all on the same page. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
I have a question. I'm not saying they're similar, but just the other day you had this big problem with Justin Herbert like smooching Madison Beer, and you're like, he's
I said it
distracted.
was
He's
bad
distracted.
optics. It's bad
I
optics.
think
yeah.
this is more of a distraction. Why are you worried about your college number? Worry about that. Worry about the NFC East.
But there you go speculating, dude. I mean, there's two things that
Right?
we need to keep in mind. Maybe his college career meant a lot to him, okay? It didn't mean a lot to you. You didn't even walk when you graduated. Maybe it meant a lot to him. And then second, you don't know if it's really him or his people saying, no, we need to make us think about it. We don't really know that. Who else do we got? Danny G, super producer, 877-99 on Fox.
Let's stay in the East Coast. Rochester, Anthony.
Hey,
What's
Anthony.
up?
Hey guys, how you doing?
We're
What
good,
up,
man.
man?
What's up?
Hey, so the only detail, well, first of all, I'm a Cowboys fan, so I'm not like, backing Jayden here, but The only detail that I think we're missing here is that I think he's kind of slighted that in 2019, Joe Burrow won the Heisman. And what LSU has done, they haven't officially retired his number, but they have kept it out of circulation, and no one has worn the number since Joe Burrow retired out of respect for Joe Burrow.
Yeah, see, there you go. That's the difference here. And yet they gave his away already. You know, his story's not written yet. Why not have it on hold for a second?
All right, one more quickie, and then we'll
All right.
change directions.
Let's go to Las Vegas. Trip.
What up, Trip? You're on.
Hey, gentlemen, my favorite show is always when you can see Monty in the background.
What up, Trip?
Oh, yeah. No, he's just a crybaby. I mean, he's got his mother as an agent. Just go do something. And then, Rich, you should appreciate this. Look how 44 at Syracuse.
Yeah.
Until they finally retired it with love. So,
You know
44
what?
given to
it does
the
feel
projected star.
It does feel very crybaby-ish. There's no doubt about that. Sam, cue up Crying Like a Bitch by Godsmack. Maybe we come back to that. Come back to some angry Godsmack here on Fox Sports Radio. But no one wants to feel slighted ever, and no one wants to be overlooked. And I'll tell you what, Rich, I hate when politics get involved in stuff like this, and maybe that's why someone's making a stance, meaning you've had a pretty stellar career, and I see a bunch of nobodies inducted into your Syracuse Hall of Fame all the time. And why not Rich Davis? That doesn't bother you?
I just assume it's
Deep
because
down.
I didn't give money.
Yeah, that's part of it. Again, that's politics.
Yeah, I mean, that's just,
And I don't
the
like
name
that.
of the game.
I don't like that. But he should take a higher route and just, prove it on the field and continue moving forward. That was great advice.
All right, well, we have more Covino and Rich. We're going to dive into every day, Danny, we've been picking another team to give a way too early analysis of.
Yep.
And today's team has to do with a dude and a team that wants to break out. They want to break out what they call the basement bourbon. There's a quarterback that has bourbon sitting in his basement, but he'll only drink it if his team wins the Super Bowl.
Ooh.
What quarterback is that? What team is that? We'll get to that next, right here on Fox Sports Radio.
Now, if you work in logistics, you know one thing. Nothing moves without you. And right now, companies everywhere are looking for skilled people who can keep their supply chains running strong. Find your next job through Express Employment Pros.
At Express Employment Pros, logistics isn't just another career field. It's a specialty, from warehouse associates and forklift operators to shipping and receiving, CDL drivers, inventory coordinators, and more.
Express connects you with the roles that keep business moving. So go to expresspros.com, find a location near you, give them a call.
Yeah.
Whether you need to get your foot in the door with a contract role or you're looking for full-time work, Express finds you a job where your skills fit and your experience matters.
And the best part with Express, you never have to pay any fee as a job seeker. So if you're ready to get that next shift, that next challenge, or that next big move, let Express help you find the logistic job that fits.
Visit expresspros.com today. Stop searching alone. Get support. Get the options. Get to work.
While you were waking up, scrambling around to get your kid to school this morning,
Yeah.
Danny said he woke up thinking someone died.
Yo,
Because
man.
when you check your phone and there's
Wait
like
a second.
100 messages. But your messages were luckily not about someone dying.
Yeah, and I don't know 100 people, but
Since you're the biggest Lakers fan I know.
yeah, there was like a dozen text messages from people saying, "How did the Lakers get sold? Didn't they just get sold?"
Lakers sold. Boo-hoo. 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 To who? A boo.
First of all, I don't sound anything like your impersonation.
Danny was all sad about it. But, man.
It doesn't affect me. I'm not a season ticket holder.
Yeah, but it seems like they flipped it. Like you said, Danny G, like just some property.
Yeah, like a piece of property.
Like a piece of property. That was just a business decision. And, you think there's some honor and clout and pride. And there is, like, in owning the Lakers. But it's more like.
Mark Walter brought in the Property Brothers and Chip and Joanna Gaines, spruced it up and sold it.
Yeah, it's more like, we can make our money. All right, best offer. I can't refuse. Sure.
Flip or flop, bring in Tarek and one of his hot wives.
He cleaned the Staples Center bathrooms, and then he jacked everyone's season tickets up by 35% and said, peace.
They resurfaced the cabinets and said, hey, let's put it on the market.
Maybe there's more than meets the eye, like my Transformers backpack. But it seems like they got an offer they couldn't refuse and went with it.
Well, the buying group,
business. Reminder that it's just a business.
Danny, the buying group that we're talking about, Bob Iger, Josh Kushner, familiar last name.
Oh, yeah.
Were they not involved in a possible expansion franchise?
Yeah, they were one of the lead groups for the expansion Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
But they said, hey, let's jump on the Lakers. And the number is a staggering $12.5+ billion.
So almost like a $3 billion profit.
Almost, yeah.
In less than a year, right? Because they were bought and sold late 2025 for $10 billion. So the Mark Walter group bought them for $10 million, which seems like not that long ago because it wasn't. Yeah. And they flipped it for almost $3 billion more.
And don't forget, there was a headline, I think it was a week or so ago, about how Mark Walter has some business dealings that are being investigated. So there's some rumors about that today, like maybe that was another contributing factor
just
for
to
him.
Let it go.
Well, it's also wild because they're a blue chip franchise that, the Buss family, we're talking about a legacy. Like, when a team has the same coach for decades and then all of a sudden they go through a couple years where they have a bunch of coaches. The Lakers were like a steady. It was like the Buss family, then we lost Dr. Buss and Jeannie and the family took over. So for a long time, that was
and there was a changing of the guard with her brothers, remember, and then her.
But there was such a consistency with that family, at least. And now within a year, essentially, you got two new owners.
Well, Kushner and Iger say they want to compete at the highest level and honor the Buss legacy.
Well,
that's got to be good.
I know locally there's some buzz that Iger in other dealings has been a little bit of a cheap wad, so they're hoping that he
Mr. Disney
opens up the wallet. But I want to point out something, Danny. I know you have a bunch of fun facts about these teams and the value, but I was looking up something because it's so apparent to me. When you have money, if you have money, there's levels of money, right?
I mean, not everybody could relate.
Ryan just said no out loud.
Ryan, you know what it's like when you have money?
No.
Your mic's not on.
Do you not hear that?
I do not.
He doesn't have a mic. He doesn't have money.
Ryan's like, it costs money to turn this mic on.
Yeah.
To me, there's levels of money. There's like, I'm getting by, paying my bills. There's, I'm in debt money. Then there's like, I manage, I'm good. Then there's like, I don't have to worry about my spending. There's so many different levels of money.
There's rich and then there's wealth.
Yeah, then there's rich, like, I don't have to worry about anything. And then you see someone that has like way more than you. The richest of the rich folks, not like, I put money away in my 401k and my kids have a healthy 529. Not that. That's like you're doing all right. Wealthy people. What do they all gravitate towards? It's so obvious. Sports franchises are where the money's at. The money is so clearly in the world of sports, whether it's soccer, NFL, NBA, anything. Let me just rip off a few of these. Ryan Reynolds, Wrexham. Matthew McConaughey, Austin FC, Will Ferrell, LAFC, Ed Sheeran's got a soccer club. Reese Witherspoon is part of MLS in Nashville. The sisters, the Williams sisters, are involved in a small stake with the Dolphins. Same with Mark Anthony. Tom Brady, what does he do the minute?
Want to thank our buddy Derek for stopping by, hanging out with us. Always great to see him. Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio.
Show with the most friends.
That's right. The most friends in all the land. In fact, we welcome all our friends. We're inviting you right now to join us Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week. Sam, you're invited too, because we're filling in for Dan Patrick, bro. The Dan Patrick hat trick, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week. The show is filling in. Come and hang out with us.
Well, then who do they have filling in for us? Probably some clown, I bet. Oh,
Yeah, it's actually clowns, Dan Byer and Monster Avalanos.
Oh, nice.
So,
well, Rich, you going to leave your horn?
two clowns.
I'll leave my horn for you. Thank you.
Please, thank you.
Monty, good to see you, buddy.
You too, guys.
Monty's got your update in about 3 minutes. Sam is back. Great to see you, Sam. Danny G, our super producers on the phones at 877-99 on Fox. And we got Old School Win 50 Hits. It involves Mickey Mantle. We throw it back on Thursdays. We'll explain. But the college disrespect, or is it? And we play you crying like a bitch, because it definitely does come across like that when it comes to the Jayden Daniels story. But you never know, like I said, who's in his ear, and maybe they feel like there's, I don't know, politics that shouldn't be played, so they're making a bigger deal about it than they should.
I thought more about it. It's not like Jayden Daniels came out and started crying. Lawyers and people representing him have made a statement.
That's what I said.
So it's not like he's doing that, but I don't know, man. It's like, you're right. It's like on behalf of him is different than him. Right? You're right.
Yeah, and sometimes those people fight harder. One of our callers said his mom's his manager, right? And you see a lot of that on quarterback. Like, his mom is way. You think I have a smother? Rich, you think Rich says Rich knows my smother. Hortensia.
Yeah.
You know, baby, I'm a big mama's boy.
Yeah, people know that.
Jayden Daniels,
they can tell.
Even worse, right? So maybe when you got people like that whose heart is on the line and invested, maybe they're making things more of a big deal because they don't want to see their son or Jayden, who doesn't stand up for himself maybe enough. They want to fight for him for those reasons even harder. So we got to see the rest of the details. As of now, it seems a little petty, a little lame.
Monty, fun fact, Covino's mom did his laundry until he was 28.
My mom still sometimes does my laundry.
And know what his answer was?
Did a great
That's
job.
what happens.
Know what his answer was? She likes to do it.
She does.
There's something about Latina moms, man. Listen, I'm not trying to do it, but sometimes mom still cooks for me.
Bro, your parents kicked you out at 18.
Yeah, you don't get it. Yeah, my parents still love
My
me.
parents still love me. I'm still their baby.
I went to college and I didn't move home after that. You were
So that's
like,
why they hate you.
Yeah, exactly.
Covino lived with his parents and used to tell women the old people upstairs rent from him.
They work.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
Who was the old people upstairs? Oh, I let them rent.
It's my house, and they rent from me.
Yeah, that's a good trick.
That's
Feel
so
free to
smart.
use it. Yeah. Now, can I tell you a story about my friend Barnando real quick?
This is such a great setup for this
All right.
football story.
Derek, you listening? Danny, everybody? One of my best buddies, his name is Barry, but he loved Latina chicks. He would have loved Monsi.
Oh.
And we called him Barnando, just so he had an in with the Latina chicks,
Nice.
right? But Barnando was always trying to get in with these hot mommies that were a little out of his league. And he was having trouble getting some action,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
He'd come over my house all the time. And he'd open up the freezer, and there was Chun King egg rolls in the freezer all the time. And he'd be like, bro, when are you going to eat these Chun King egg rolls? He'd come over months later. They're still in the freezer.
We're talking like
freezer.
years and years of the joke of, yo, your parents still have those.
Yo, you still got the Chun King egg rolls? So we made a deal. And my dad was in on it, too. Everybody knew. You know what? The first time Barry Barnando gets some action from a hot mommy, we're going to eat those Chun King egg rolls. And celebrate, right? One day, my dad went into the freezer, and guess what was gone? The Chun King egg rolls. And he said, hey, Barry, put it here, man. Because that signified that Barry finally got some. He got some action, so we celebrated with the Chun King egg rolls.
There you go.
Now,
Barry.
what does that have to do with Josh Allen? Well, you're about to find out.
Yeah, well, let's go to Monty for an update. And then, what does Josh Allen have to do with egg rolls in Covino's freezer? Oh, man. Let's go.
Can't wait to hear all about that. We'll start with some NFL news, as you guys already talked about, but an attorney representing Commanders quarterback Jayden Daniels has informed LSU that it can no longer use his name, image, and likeness in a letter that was sent to LSU and obtained by ESPN. At the center of the dispute is LSU is allowing a sophomore quarterback, DJ Pickett, to wear the number 5 jersey that Daniels wore in 2023 when he became the Tigers' third Heisman Trophy winner. Daniels did respond on social media, and he said that he's been locked in on training camp, that he has a lot of gratitude for his time at LSU, and that he hopes the issues are worked out between his team and LSU privately. I don't think that's what's happening. Everyone is talking about it. There are reports that Jayden Daniels' team is asking for the Heisman Trophy.
Are you flustered thinking about the egg rolls and Barry?
I am. There's just more information coming out, but apparently he's asking for the trophy back. I don't think that's going to happen.
Wow.
Guys, NFL Week 1 of the preseason kicks off with 6 games. It all starts at 7 Eastern with a doubleheader. Bengals hosting the Lions, Packers taking on the Steelers. Another matchup tonight, it's the Cardinals and the Raiders. That kicks off at 8 Eastern. Arizona has ruled out quarterback Carson Beck because of a rib injury. You cannot expect to see Patrick Mahomes in the team's preseason opener against the Rams. Chiefs coach Andy Reid said that today. The Bills plan on playing everyone who is healthy in Saturday's preseason game against the Panthers. That includes quarterback Josh Allen. All right, in baseball, what's going on? One game right now, all Nationals against the Cubs, 6-0, bottom of the 6th inning. Tigers shut out the Guardians 3-0. Detroit is now tied for the final wildcard spot in the American League along with the Rangers. Pirates over the Marlins 13-1. Reds held on against the White Sox in Chicago 9-8. Mariners snapped out of their losing streak with a 1-0 win over the Yankees, as did Boston. They were on a losing streak and they blanked the Blue Jays 7-0. And of course, the Field of Dreams game between the Phillies and the Twins is at 7:30 Eastern. Twins activated outfielder Byron Buxton for this one. Back to you guys.
Thank you. 49ers, stay healthy tonight. Oh, in other news, Monty stole Hello Kitty dolls from children last night at Dodger Stadium.
He sure did.
Yeah.
Karomi.
From children.
I heard all about
children.
From
Come on,
children.
So, Rich, did you follow my story?
I did.
We weren't going to eat those Chun King egg rolls until Barry finally got some. One day he finally did. We feasted, and that signified to everyone in my family, oh, Barry must have got some action.
It's sort of like Good Will Hunting.
Yeah. It was a proud moment. It's a true story, too. And it kind of goes with this whole Buffalo Bills situation.
Yeah, apparently Josh Allen has basement bourbon, a very nice bottle of bourbon that he will not drink.
He's saving for a special occasion.
Until the Bills win the Super Bowl. So we do our fair share of schedule watching on the show. So coming up next, we're going to break down the Bills schedule and we'll decide, will Josh Allen be sipping that bourbon in 6+ months from now? We'll do that next right here on Fox Sports Radio.
You slip me a bottle of bourbon, a little glass, and some ice.
And we start today with, I would say, quarterback drama, but not really. QB1 has been announced.
The drama's over.
In Minnesota.
Congratulations to Kyler Murray. He did it, starting over J.J. McCarthy. He signed that, what was it, a one-year deal?
$1.13 million. But
1 year,
the
$1.3 million deal.
Are still paying him $35 million. So, I mean, he's doing okay. So, Cardinals on the hook for the money. Gets the starting job in Minnesota. J.J. McCarthy, 2 years removed now from being the number 10 overall pick in the NFL draft. Going to start the season as a backup. And as Kevin O'Connell said, what are you opening over there? New
disinfecting the. You could have focused and rolled with it. I didn't know you had the attention span of a goldfish where you couldn't concentrate. You didn't have to acknowledge it. Not everyone can hear.
To me, it was like, when someone's chewing on carrots and it sounds like lug nuts? I felt like the quieter you were trying to be was like
it's like Pee Wee Herman with the balloon. Like, it was a little loud, I know. Sorry.
Anyway,
Kevin O'Connell said that he showed enough of his command of the offense to merit the nod. He showed, by the way.
That was quick.
Showed enough.
Show enough.
Who's the master?
Show enough.
No, he said that he showed enough, which to me, that's like, when I'm looking for a real sweet response from my girlfriend, like, hey, that dinner was great, right? What'd you think? She says, it was fine. Like, that's a weak-ass response. Like, showed enough? Might as well be like, yeah, he was good enough, fine. That's not really that great to me. To me, he's a banana peel away from sitting the bench himself. That's how I get it. I think J.J. McCarthy's like right there.
Well, we knew he got off to a really good start because if you flash back to the first day Vikings had fans in attendance at their OTAs, Kyler Murray threw that sweet long pass, and I think it was a couple hundred fans there in attendance, but they were going nuts. And everyone in the comments were like, yo, chill, it's practice. But right from the jump, the Vikings fans seemed excited to have Murray in the back.
Dude, he's an exciting player, no diggity, no doubt, but showed enough. And that is the quote, by the way, showed enough. And I know I'm really dissecting this and overthinking it, but like, if people asked you, Danny G, how'd you get the job? Or Covino and Rich, how the hell did they get that job? They showed enough. No, you want to hear like you earned it. You did a great job. Yo, man, you really turned some heads. You're the guy. Like showed enough is like sounds like you barely did enough to get that job.
Kevin O'Connell's thinking, listen to this guy dissect my words.
I really don't. I don't like that. If someone said, well, they showed enough to get it. Like, no, I want people to think I'm the best, and that's why I got it.
You got to pull the Kramer. You know how these pretzels are making me thirsty. These pretzels all making me thirsty. You're just putting the emphasis on like the wrong part of the sentence, or you're delivering it like they showed enough.
He showed enough.
I'm not saying it positive. Like
he had command of the offense.
He showed enough. I look at it. He's new to the system. He showed enough already to get the nod from me, man. I look at it like a positive. Like he showed enough already. He's been there like weeks.
I look at it the exact opposite.
Okay.
And again, that's not to take away from the earning spot. I feel like if you got the job, though, it should be handled and announced with a sense of, yeah, he's great. He earned it. Congratulations kind of thing. Not like, we barely chose him.
Yeah, this guy has been here for a blink of an eye, and guess what, Covino? He's already showed enough.
Enough to me sounds like when my girlfriend says fine. Like, fine? What do you mean fine? You mean it was great or fine?
Pop quiz.
That movie,
by the way,
what'd you think of that movie? That was sick, right? It was fine.
Fine. The only time I wouldn't like that is if your girlfriend was giving you confirmation in different areas. Like, it was fine.
I'm just saying, like, it sounds unenthusiastic, and that's my interpretation.
It was okay.
I'm overthinking it, Rich, but that is, as a guy that looks for validation sometimes, especially when it comes to
your captain validation. You love pats on the back.
When it comes to things I take serious, like my profession, my job, my career. Like, I want to know that they think I'm the best for the job, not like I did okay, I did enough. That's how I feel about that.
Doesn't our show intro say, they're good enough?
Yeah, that's a diss. That's my point. Hates it. That's my point. That's meant to be like,
funny,
they're good enough to be here. That doesn't mean like they're stellar.
The caller says, you do good enough.
See, bro, I'm so glad you said that because that gets... CNR on FSR, Covino and Rich, the Jayden Daniels of Fox Sports Radio. What do I mean by that? Steve Covino, ultimate disrespect by Montclair State University. Rich Davis, ultimate disrespect by Syracuse University.
Listen, I went to school and there's plenty of broadcast legends, so me being overlooked, a little more understandable. Who went to Montclair State, New Jersey, that's even on the radio or TV anywhere?
I don't know, but they do have a great radio program, so no disrespect.
They should name the studio after you.
I agree with that. I should have a golden microphone, at least something from them. But anyway, I'm Covino, that is Rich, and we got Iowa Sam back, Danny G on the phones at 877-99 on Fox. Iowa Sam, Field of Dreams game tonight. That's pretty cool. Phillies, Twins. I'll be watching. Between Field of Dreams and football, action-packed Thursday, dude. Action-packed.
I just worry.
If you build it, he will come.
I just worry about injuries, guys. The Niners. I don't.
Oh, we're back to Niners again.
I just don't want.
Couldn't give Field of Dreams game 30 seconds, could you?
Nah.
I can't watch without being nervous. So Niners, Titans tonight. I was saying Field of Dreams is cool.
By the way, Cove, Bruce Willis went to Montclair State.
He sure did. Yes,
also,
he did.
The guitarist for My Chemical Romance, Ray
Also,
Toro.
that guy that used to be on ESPN and Fox Sports Radio and Covino and Rich? Steve
that
Covino?
guy? Yeah, that guy.
Yeah,
All right.
okay.
Let's do this. I like to look at the schedule more than anyone you probably know. So it's time to schedule watch.
The Rich loves to look at the schedule game.
Schedule watching. Yeah.
Well, the story is that Josh Allen has this special basement bourbon waiting to be opened up for a special occasion. He's only going to drink this bourbon if they win a Super Bowl. So, Rich, are you choosing the Bills? Are we schedule watching with the Bills right now?
We got the Bills, and we're going to do what everyone does and make guesses and assumptions based on something we don't know. It doesn't start for another month. But shall we start the regular season for the Buffalo Bills?
Is Josh Allen drinking some bourbon or what?
Let's decide if
Let's go.
we in this room think that they could win enough games to make the playoffs and then go on to win the Super Bowl. We'll start with week 1. They're playing at the Texans. Texans, I think, will be improved. I feel like they're going to have a bounce-back year, but are we going to give Buffalo that game? I think.
You see the swag of C.J. Stroud, bro? Come on. No way.
Looks like a schoolboy walking into. Okay.
Yeah,
Dude,
and
Bill's
the
got that.
Texans were pretty good last year, Rich. It's C.J. Stroud who needs to have the bounce back.
Yeah.
I mean, bounce back as far as not
I'll go
being
Bills
terrible
on
in
that.
the postseason, right?
Well, what says you?
I'm going Bills. I'm
You going
going
Bills?
Bills.
Okay.
Now, they got some tricky first half of the season games. Lions at Bills. The game's in Buffalo. It'll be their first game in the new stadium, regular season. I think they'll be hyped. I'll go Bills 2-0.
All right.
Then the Chargers come to Buffalo. These are
Oh, they got a tough schedule.
I'm looking at it this way. You split those games. Detroit and Chargers, I think maybe you go 1-1. So we'll give them 2-1. Then they play the Patriots. I'll give them the first win because that game's in Buffalo.
Dude, their schedule's stacked.
3-1. Man, I'm really being generous.
At least
too.
in the start.
3-1. Then they go to Los Angeles. They have to go across the country to play
Monday
the Rams.
Night Football.
Oh, I'll give it to the Rams. 3-2. Then they play the Raiders. 4-2. Sorry, Danny.
No, that's where their schedule gets really hard.
Ravens, but it's in Buffalo. That's
After
another
a bye.
one.
After a
After a
bye.
bye, though. So, 5-2. Vikings 6-2. Jets 7-2. Dolphins. All right, now it's getting easy. Now
Yeah, see, you're not even affording one upset here.
8-2. Then they play the Chiefs. I'll give the Chiefs out of legacy, like they just can't get past them.
I think they might have had 3 losses by now.
8-3.
It's close. It could go either way. I'll go with you.
Patriots, they lose this one, 8-4. So I'm not giving them everything. They play at Green Bay. That's a rough one. I'm going 8-5. Then the Bears, I feel like they split with Green Bay and Chicago, right? Is that fair to say?
Sure.
So 9-5.
Okay.
The Broncos in Denver, 9-6. Dolphins 10-6. Jets 11-6. I mean, we looked at some schedules the last couple days.
They
and
don't have an easy schedule.
No.
Danny, we were very quick to be like, the Cardinals are going to be 1-16, and we were also
you were really quick to do
we were
that.
also very quick to give some other teams like, they got 13, 14 wins under their belt, but this Bills team, as good as they are, their schedule is too difficult to run it. So, will Josh Allen break open that bourbon?
I mean, if I had to put my money on a team, it'd still probably be them.
New coach.
Especially playing those teams, that'll get them primed and ready, man.
Well, hey, we'll talk more Bills, but right now, look at the clock. It's time to go old school.
There's a certain. Yeah! What we gonna do right here is go back. Back into time. Throwing it back for a Thursday. Old school when 50 hits. At 50 after, CNR give you the time capsule topic, and we reminisce together. Yeah!
I'm still absorbing Rich's prediction of 11-6 for the Bills. They were 12-5 last year. But I think they're the team. I do.
You know, there's I'm going to give you something in a second. Hold on. 10-3.
So there's a story today. You figure that out while I give you the old school topic. We get you involved every Thursday here on the Covino and Rich Show.
Vegas has them favored in 14 of the 17 games. So maybe I did not give them enough credit. But Vegas Futures has them favored 14 of those 17 games.
All right, your thoughts at Covino and Rich at Fox Sports Radio. On this day in 1995, 31 years ago, this is kind of wild, a legend, Mickey Mantle, passed away.
No.
What's crazy about it is I remember when this happened, and, you know, he had a tough life. The guy lived a lot of life. He was only 63 years old.
That sounds crazy, right?
And he looked so old. So it got us thinking of other legends that your grandpappy talked about back in the day.
Oh,
who
who are the people?
Stories.
Who are the people your old family members always mentioned?
Yeah, exactly. Those names, those stories, we get you involved.
Their favorite athletes, the ones you know everything about because they wouldn't stop talking about them.
Yeah, you probably have never seen.
Yes. All right.
I think we could all-
877-99 on Fox. Some of the best stories win a prize. How about that?
Let's do it. The number again, 877-99 on Fox. We'll do that. Pay tribute to some classic legends our old relatives talked about. And we'll talk more NFL coming up. So hang tight. Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio.
Rich is about to talk NBA. Actually, WNBA.
Well, it's, put aside the Caitlin Clark foul, that was, taken away because what's the conspiracy? ESPN had a primetime game against the Liberty, so, why would they suspend Caitlin Clark for that? There's every headline about the WNBA
Liberty Bibberty
is laden with some type of controversy. And you could argue, this is good for the league because no one ever talked about him ever before. And then the last couple of years, a lot of talk. You could say it's all drama, but isn't that how so many things get by in 2026? Dramatic headlines, controversy.
Yeah, it's been that way.
Well, over the last couple of days, I want to let this digest a second. Did you see that Enes Kanter and Royce White, two former NBA players,
and I'm sure more to come,
have declared themselves eligible for the WNBA draft, with there being no true verbiage in the WNBA contract, as it said, according to Commissioner Kathy Engelbert, when she's out dissing Dan Patrick and standing him up. She said, our player eligibility rules, unlike the eligibility rules of some other leagues, are governing bodies and are collectively bargained. Lastly, preserving the integrity of our game is ensuring fair competition and will always remain the highest priority. So I just think what this does is I think these guys are boneheads.
Well,
right?
They're announcing their eligibility based on the verbiage that's required by the WNBA now, saying according to your rules, we should be allowed to play, so we're ready to join the league.
Now, you might think Enes Kanter and Royce White are two dopes, two morons. I mean, publicity stunt, yes. A foolish thing to do, yes. But what they're doing, though, is they are pressing buttons and forcing the hand of the WNBA to be very clear on a question that so many people in the world of trans athletes in sports don't want to answer. Now, that's what defines a man or a woman in sports, because you can't just subjectively be like, Enes Kanter, you're a J.O., you're a piece of garbage trying to, what are you trying to accomplish? Because while that might be true, according to the way things look right now, he could very well say, well, I feel like I identify as a woman, and that's good enough according
to the rules.
The current verbiage. So what it's doing is it's really... Now,
I'll tell you what it's doing. I have it written down.
Oh, you wrote it down? Okay.
Here's exactly what it's doing.
Yeah.
It's proving a valid point, and it's protecting women, but in the worst and probably most annoying way possible.
Yeah.
Because they're just being jerks about it and they're being facetious about it.
I don't think anyone wants to see...
But
maybe one day because it would be funny to see, but no one really thinks Enes Kanter and Royce White, two dopes, should be in the WNBA. Ryan, do you think that? You would
I would just once.
That's
one game.
It would
just
be
one
like,
game.
Oh, yeah.
To prove a point?
Just for it make me laugh. It'd be hilarious.
But I do wonder, though. I mean, Low and Crown's like, don't come to me. Don't come to me. Don't come to me. Isaac, don't you think what they're doing,
Wait. You have just basically confirmed that you can read my mind.
Well, he was sipping his drink for a long time.
Isaac was.
It's been empty for an hour.
I know. I can feel it. He, like when
Meaning,
you know when you're nervous at a cocktail party and you keep biting on the ice you have left.
Week 1 of the NFL preseason kicks off tonight with 6 games, and it all starts with a doubleheader at 7 Eastern as the Bengals will be hosting the Lions and the Packers take on the Steelers. Cardinals and Raiders will kick off at 8 Eastern. Arizona has ruled out quarterback Carson Beck because of a rib injury. An attorney representing Commanders quarterback Jayden Daniels has informed LSU that it can no longer use his name, image, and likeness in a letter, which was obtained by ESPN. At the center of the dispute is that LSU is allowing a sophomore cornerback DJ Pickett to wear the number 5 jersey that Daniels wore in 2023 when he became the Tigers' 3rd Heisman Trophy winner. In other NFL news, Rams wide receiver Puka Nacua remains sidelined with a groin injury. It's been 3 days since he was able to participate in full. In Major League Baseball, the Field of Dreams game between the Phillies and the Twins starts at 7:30 Eastern, and the Twins activated outfielder Byron Buxton. I'm Monty Bolaños.
The Covino Show. That's what it is. The Covino Show. Oh, there's Rich. You know what he is? He's hobnobbing in the hallways. He thinks it's Friday. This guy's dilly-dallying.
I'll be honest, I totally forgot we were doing a radio show.
Of course. Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio with Danny G. Yes, we're on. Iowa Sam and Monty.
Know what I love? I'll tell you why. It all makes sense why I was in the hallway. Talking to all the editors, what I love about a few weeks before the NFL season starts, everyone's got such strong opinions. And everyone's all over the place.
Yeah.
And
but opinions are like podcasts, bro.
I know, everyone has one.
Everyone has one. Most of them stink, and it's all good. Whatever.
Like we just went over the Bills' schedule before we went old school, and
they got a tough schedule, dude.
I was going over that first 5 weeks again. I know we're going to get back to old school, but that first 5 weeks of the Bills' schedule, you and I were saying, like, yo, if they escape over 500, that's a good sign. They have to go to Houston, which always gives them problems. Then the Bills play the Lions, Chargers, Patriots, and then go to play the Rams out here in LA. And you're like, yo, if they go 3-2, that's great.
Because then they have nothing easy going on there.
And then later in the season, they have this stretch where they play the Ravens, Packers, and Bears all in a row. And Big Brandon's like, they'll win all those games. I'm like, you think all those games? Okay. So,
hey, we'll see. Brandon knows his stuff.
A lot of
we
fun.
have the best team here, part of the best sports lineup in the nation, Covino and Rich. And get this. They asked if we could fill in for Dan Patrick next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We said, sure, why not? The Dan Patrick Hat-Tricks will join us. And then later today, get this, our bonus podcast, Overpromised. I know what we're talking about already because Old School and 50 Hits is running late. We're going to talk about the best deals in life and in sports because the Lakers were sold. The best deals. Adult cartoons, because this is an anniversary. And when I say adult cartoons, I'm not talking pervy adult cartoons. And who might be asked, we discuss on Overpromised episode 151 right after the show in an hour right here on our YouTube page where we're streaming live right now at Covino and Rich FSR. Now, it's Old School and 50 Hits. We do this every Thursday. Mickey Mantle died on this day, 1995, 31 years ago. I had just graduated high school. I thought he was the oldest dude on the planet. 63. He was only 63.
Well, there's nothing nowadays.
I know, dude. What?
If you died at 63 now, it would be like way too young before his time.
Jackie Robinson died at 53 of a heart attack.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, look,
His
Mickey
ex-wife
Mantle,
his widow's still alive.
He lived a lot of life. Let's just put it that way, right? And props to him. But a legend like Mickey Mantle is like a mythical sort of figure. Mickey Mantle, just his name, everything about him. You've heard Billy Crystal talk about the Mick. This guy has legendary stories. This guy was getting action during baseball games. You ever see that story?
Yep.
I was just looking it up.
There was like some questionnaire. There's a legendary story about a Yankees questionnaire, and Mickey Mantle was handed this, and they were like, give us your best Yankee moment. And he made a mockery out of it, talking about the action he was pulling during games. And it's a written out thing signed by Mickey Mantle. Do you have the story or no?
I don't think I could talk about it.
Yeah, look it up on your own time. But this dude was a legend all over the place.
But the Mick, rest in peace. You heard your parents probably talk a lot about him. So Danny G said, let's pay tribute to some of those old timey timers that you heard all the legends of.
Yeah, even some of the ones maybe from the '90s that our parents talked about.
Danny,
a lot.
I'll give you one that we caught because of our age, but youngsters have no clue about, and it always bothers me. I know Covino knows where I'm going.
Pele?
No, not Pele. I thought, by the way, when I was a kid, I thought Pele played in like the 1800s. It just sounds like an old guy. I'm like, Pele? No.
Hawk?
No, with Hawk. You mean the golfer? The greatest golfer in the land?
They call him. Oh, you son of a! You got to do that.
I apologize to all our affiliates for setting that up.
If you're any younger than 40-something, you'll never truly appreciate Bo Jackson.
That's one of those stories for sure.
You see a younger,
a modern, legendary big fish
yeah.
sort of
a
tale you
younger,
tell.
Sounds like we're telling tall tales.
It does.
A younger niece or nephew that's in their 20s or even like a teenage kid you might have.
He ran up the outfield wall.
You'll never understand. This guy, you just tell him things like, imagine if Derrick Henry was hitting home runs, or what if Aaron Judge was rushing for 1,000 yards? Like the idea of Bo Jackson to anyone younger than 40 just seems mythical.
By the way, his college number retired.
Just stop.
And then when you tell the story, you're like, and he would break the bat over his knee and over his helmet. Think about how impossible that seems. He would break the bat, snap a baseball bat over his head. That's crazy. That's superhero stuff.
One of my kids saw the old video of him running into the tunnel in Seattle and thought it was AI.
That's awesome. Yeah, classic.
I'll give you one that I missed. Now, he still fought in my lifetime, but when I was like a baby and it was way past the prime. I've watched the fights. I know the legend, but I'll never truly understand the greatness of Muhammad Ali. I've only watched him in highlight form and videos of the fights.
Rope-a-dope.
Yeah, but all that was before I was born. So to me, much like
float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Much like things that you can never really grasp, like our parents talk about, like when JFK got killed or the moon landing. If things happened before you were born, you can watch all the video you want.
Yeah,
but you don't feel it, right?
What were those names that your grandpappy or even your parents would talk about?
For me, Muhammad Ali is the number one answer of I'll never truly understand.
But who's an athlete, Rich, that your mom or dad talked about nonstop? Because I know your mom loves Jim Plunkett.
My brother's name is James because my mom loves Jim Plunkett, and my dad loved Jimmy Connors, the tennis player. So Jim Plunkett, I'll put on that list. But even like a Joe Namath, like you had heard those, we'll never know how cool Joe Namath was because we weren't living when he was wearing a fur coat on the sidelines.
In one of our promos, I throw out an old school name, but there's a recent documentary about him, so it's fresh on the dome right now. But parents always throw around the name like Jim Thorpe. And it's true. It's like, the greatest athlete that ever was, Jim Thorpe. Let me tell you about Jim Thorpe. You hear things like that, and your ears perk up because you're like, yeah, all right, let's hear it,
well,
old-timer.
How about shout out to our pal Mad Dog Russo, the league leader in shout-outs for Bob Cousy.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Bob Cousy.
Now, I have a funny story because my grandfather died when I was about 14, right? So I didn't have a lot of, great stories of Muhammad Ali or I was going to say Jack Dempsey, but he fought in the 20s. Let me tell you about Jack Dempsey. But I do remember this. This was kind of funny. I was collecting my baseball cards, right? Mm-hmm. In the prime of my baseball card collecting days, the 1987 Topps with the wood border, the wood frame border.
They matched my house. Everyone had that wood paneling in their house. Why not do it on Topps baseball cards?
And I remember
maybe on the side of your parents' station wagon.
I remember
there was a lot of wood loving in the 80s.
I'm there with my grandpappy, and he's cracking peanuts and everything. You know, he's cracking his nuts with the little nutcracker thing that they had. You know, old grandpappies had. You know what I'm talking about, Sam?
Yeah.
A nutcracker.
Yeah, but the
walnut crackers.
Yeah, the walnut ones. Why don't we do that anymore?
Good for your hand strength.
Yeah, so he's doing that, and he's watching me open baseball cards.
Hand strength used to matter a lot more. Remember, your parents having those grippy things,
dude. Yeah, and my grandpappy had mangled fingers because he was a butcher, right? So he had his butcher hands mangling those nuts.
Now, Rich, we have Nitos.
Yeah, and I'm opening up baseball cards, and I pull a Robbie Thompson 1987 San Francisco Giants card, right? And he played second base, I believe, for the San Francisco Giants. Robbie Thompson. His name was Robbie Thompson. And I remember specifically my grandfather going, "You got a Bobby Thompson? He was a legend." And I'm like, I was so confused, but he was a New York Giants legend.
Yeah.
And he hit that famous 1951 walk-off home run against the Brooklyn
shot
Dodgers.
Heard around the world.
The shot heard around the world. And he was telling me that whole story, and I'm like, Pop, I don't think it's the same guy, but he's on the Giants. I'm like, it can't be because this dude's playing in 87.
Yeah.
But I do remember my grandfather telling me about the shot heard around the world.
Yeah.
Bobby Thompson.
Yeah, you pulled a Robert
1951.
Randall Thompson.
Yeah, I pulled exactly. I pulled a Robbie Thompson, not a Bobby Thompson, who again was a 1951 NL pennant hero. So I do remember that story. And then, of course, you grow up learning and realizing, like, yeah, that was a big moment in baseball history.
Man. While you're at it, Danny G, do you mind later on pulling Covino saying, quote, his butcher hands mangled his nuts?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I'm glad that's your takeaway.
It's beautiful.
Thanks for taking my beautiful story about my grandfather and making it dirty.
I'm sorry. I had to. Your thoughts.
Ruiner.
Your calls.
Ruiner of life. Rich Davis.
All those old school legends on the unfortunate anniversary.
You want to start with the studio lines here?
And you know what? Oddly enough,
But
Danny,
it is stories like that, though, that your grandpappy talked about. Like, I'll never forget 1951.
I mean, it sounds.
The shot heard around the world.
It sounds crazy, though, that Mickey Mantle died at 63, 31 years ago? Which means he would. I mean, it's not crazy. He could still be alive at 94. Dick Van Dyke's 100. Betty White lived to 99. So in an alternate universe, Mickey Mantle's still around. You know what I thought the sad revelation was, Danny? Every time at baseball All-Star break, you know how they would, in past years, they'd bring out the legends.
Yeah. Some of them ride on carts.
Yeah, they ride on carts or the little cars that look like big helmets.
They're waving to the crowd.
We do realize that of that generation, they're all gone now. Like
Yogi Berra is one of the last ones to go.
The legends now are sadly players from our childhood, like the Mike Schmidts of the world and the 80s players and
That's why they're saying,
the Reggie Jacksons. Like those are the guys now.
There was less attendance at the Yankees Old Timers Day than ever before.
Who's an old timer now? Bernie Williams?
Exactly, because there's a weird disconnect of like, where's the legends? They're not. These guys aren't that old. They're not around anymore. That's the truth, Rich.
It's the same revolution. It's the same revelation of when you're like classic rock and you're thinking like 60s or 70s. Like, no, like the 90s.
No,
is classic
grunge.
rock. Yeah, grunge. So,
exactly.
By the way, I think one of the oldest legends, Hall of Famers in baseball still left around, Sandy Koufax.
Yes.
Yeah, and he
Was
looks
he
fantastic.
88 now?
He is. You're right, Danny G. He's like the only guy. We talked about that recently, or we looked it up recently. Who are those people on the day the Mick died? Mickey Mantle, 1995, 31 years ago today.
So many of those legends we lost in the last decade. All right, where are we going, Danny?
Let's start in Rapid City. Bart.
Yo, Rapid City. Hey, Bart.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
We're good, man. What's up?
Yeah, so I'm named after Bart Starr. I was born the year they won the first Super Bowl.
Ah, that's cool, man.
And, my dad always had this picture of Bart throwing this laser and in his study. And I got a good story if you got a couple seconds to hear it.
Yeah, do it. Make it snappy, but I want to hear a good story. Go ahead.
Yeah, so my dad got cancer, and I thought, I'll write to Bart Starr and ask him, could you do something to cheer my dad up? And a couple of years go by, I never hear from him, and I think, boy, here's this guy who's got this great reputation for being a nice guy. He totally blows me off. Anyway, I'm at work one day a couple of years later, and the phone rings, and it's a woman answers, or I answer, and a woman says, yeah, hey, this is Bart Starr's secretary. Is your dad still alive? I said, well, yeah, he is. And she said, "Oh, we were just moving some boxes around. We moved our office, and I found your letter, and we want to send you something."
That's great.
And so it was, yeah, it was nice. Sent me a letter, talking about naming me after him and stuff, and a signed photo. And so he had to leave his job, so he was retiring, and I roasted him, and he was a quirky dude, not unlike myself. And so I ripped him a good one, all his weird habits and quirks he had. And at the end, I told the story about the letter, and I read the letter, and I framed it and everything. And he came up and got it, and I looked in the front row, and here's all these ancient dudes, all my dad's friends, and they're sitting there just bawling in their seats.
Wow. That's a good story, man.
awesome.
That's
really
a good
awesome
story.
You know what, Bart? Hang on the line. I think we should mail him a grilling apron.
Yeah,
that was
cool.
a really good story about Bart Starr.
Not as cool as a letter from Bart Starr, but it's kind of cool.
He was named after Bart. I was named after Richard Simmons.
Yeah, not the same. Not the same.
Covino, you were named after Steve Balboni?
After Steve Balboni. A lot of people don't know that.
It's a fun fact.
He never wrote me back, though.
I was named after Daniel LaRusso.
Oh, yeah. All Valley champion.
Have you seen that clip floating around social media?
The alternate ending.
Yeah, people are playing a prank on people, and it's
through AI.
Where they make out.
Through AI. It's the final scene. So I was saying, picture this. If someone you know hasn't watched Karate Kid, people have done it where they have the whole hour 45, 2-hour movie, and in the final scene, right when Daniel-san's about to do the crane kick, they stop, and him and Johnny start making out, and people are like, what?
Yeah, you see all the reactions. It's like reactions like, what is this?
It's a 2-hour prank, essentially. It's a 2-hour setup to a prank.
I have seen that. It's really funny, actually.
Honestly, that is a funny use of AI.
That is funny.
Like, I'm sorry, wait, what happened?
All right, let's go to Northern Cali. Los Gatos is in the house.
Isn't Sam named after Sam the Butcher from the Brady Bunch?
Yes.
Yeah, we figured that out, right?
Let's talk to Gus.
Hey, Gus.
Hey, guys. Love the show. Hey, I'll make it quick. This is out to my dad and Covino. I'm sure you were a fan, too. But growing up, all I heard about was Thurman Munson.
Oh, yeah.
And to this day, every time I pull a putt or pull a drive, my dad calls it a Thurman Munson, dead pull hitter. I've never seen an at-bat, but I feel like I know exactly what his approach was. And then I think of the orange catcher's gear, too, for like a New York Yankee.
Well, dude, do you know they just recently paid homage just this past week? Austin Wells was rocking the orange gear and the whole thing in tribute, and it was so moving to his wife that she was crying in tears, and she was so grateful about it. And they still have his locker untouched at Yankee Stadium.
That is dope.
But that's a great name and a great example, too, right? Because they'll tell you about like the time they watched Thurman Munson play, because you have no idea what it was like. Thank you, man. Great call. So, yeah, on this day, Mickey Mantle passed away.
I am trying to think of some of those classic guys that you'll never truly...
You know, I hate to say it, but when it comes to baseball, a lot of those classic names we grew up... Rich and I grew up on the East Coast. It's Joe DiMaggio. It's names like that. It's a lot of, Yankee greats. I'm not saying Mets don't count.
They don't.
But Ed Kranepool doesn't ring like
no, exactly.
Like a Mickey Mantle or Roger Maris.
I know the famous story that we know from you, Covino, seeing a Yankees legend in traffic. Did your parents ever meet an athlete, and because of that, they would tell that story a lot and then follow that player's career?
No, my mom loves to tell the story. Covino makes it sound like this is some wow, you must have grew up in like a rich Little League. It was not the case at all. It was super Long Island suburbs. We used to have a baseball player from the Mets or Yankees come to our end-of-the-year award ceremony.
That's insane. Anyone else here have that experience?
No.
That's what I'm talking about. A Met or a Yankee at that age? That would have freaked me out. Like, what? Dave Winfield's coming? I would have had a heart attack.
We had DJ Train from JJ Fad playing music. That was our guest of honor.
It was a
we
banquet.
Had an old guy with a pipe telling us to sell raffles.
Dude, it was a dinner where you got your trophies if you were like a first or second place team, and they gave out the yearbooks, which had like your stats in them, like a little crappy Kinko's copy of like your stats.
I'd say
and there was always a Met or Yankee.
Someone was pulling strings for you guys.
Maybe
man.
there was someone that knew someone in the league, but this was I grew up on Long Island in like a middle class town. But anyway, there was like Randy Neiman, Tommy John one year, who by the way is in hospice now. I don't know if you saw that. Wrote a nice letter to all the fans over the years. One year, Mookie Wilson was there, and that was the biggest name they ever got. Mookie Wilson in the '80s. That was a get, right? Think of that, Mook. And the story goes that my brother was so little that my mother put my brother down, and my brother threw his Mets hat at Mookie Wilson and hit him right in the face, and Mookie was like, "Oh!" And that story,
serious?
Legendary story.
But that story, and then my brother picked up the hat and threw it at him again, and like that's the story. Like, remember when your brother kept hitting Mookie Wilson? Your parents love to retell
Yeah, maybe you
those
meet,
same stories, and I have that hat somewhere where it's like some crappy Mets hat, and it's signed by Mookie Wilson.
I had Stephen Baker of the New York Football Giants come to one of our like state championship dinners or something like that.
I mean, Monsi, though, she was hanging out with Dave Roberts the other day. I mean, she's
Sure was. That's
she's,
how you shake a hand, y'all.
That was big time.
Thank you.
That really was.
Thank
man.
you.
That's baseball.
That is baseball.
That's
Dave
a true
Roberts, huh?
story.
That was
Check
very-
out
very cool,
Monsi's IG, right? Is it on your IG page?
It's on IG. IG has more of the pictures. On Twitter, I did put the handshake, but just one other picture.
That's a stellar
Instagram
moment.
has more.
I think that's super cool. That's something you could tell your grandkids one
Right.
day.
And I'm gonna have a seminar on how to have a proper handshake.
Yes.
Monty, who's the coolest Dodgers legend that you've got to meet?
Sean Green was pretty awesome. I worked with him for a special event, and he was pretty awesome.
Former Met as well, Sean. Green
Yeah,
was a
he
good ball
just
player.
he's still so humble and so I had a really great time with him. But a lot of the legends are great. They really are.
You ever deal with Clayton Kershaw yet or no?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been there for so long.
Yeah.
He's always been very kind. I think, there's some people who are more, I don't want to say he's socially awkward, but you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't like the attention. So with, like, tour guests, you could always see, like, his anxiety a little bit, like, build up. With others, they embrace it. Dave Roberts embraces it.
By the way, we just showed the photo of Monsi and Dave Roberts on
thank
our
you.
YouTube page
That's
at
right.
Covino Rich FSR.
Thank you, Elijah.
And
Thank
that
you.
handshake, Elijah, man, that really was. It's like the eye contact, everything. It's
Right?
a strong picture,
all of
man.
it. You can
Yeah.
see our flexed arms, like,
cool
you know what I'm
shot.
saying?
You two look like diplomats.
Yeah,
shaking
really.
hands,
That's right.
making agreements.
That's second only to when you used to date Yasiel Puig, right?
Can you not? Can
Spread
you
rumors.
not?
Remember you used to kiss his bat and then you?
Stop.
I'll tell you what, though, Danny G, you pose an interesting question, man, about like run-ins with athletes.
Not telling
Like,
you anything ever again.
It seems so impossible or improbable to me as a kid growing up, a Jersey kid. It just seemed like my parents interacting with a professional athlete. That just seems unheard of.
Monty, what about the time when Justin Turner gave you red beard trimmings in a Ziploc bag and you have it under your pillow? No.
Another not true story.
Not true. Thank you. Another not true story.
But again, based on that, are there other legendary names? You know, when our buddy called about Bart Starr, like, you always heard old timers talk about Johnny Unitas, even old wrestlers.
Yeah.
Old wrestler names.
Bruno Sammartino.
Hey, who do you think you are, Bruno Sammartino? You're like, who's that, Grandpa? Let me tell you, he was the greatest.
Red Grange.
Yeah, it's always
Going way
those same
back.
names, those same type of names.
Did you guys see the Johnny Bench documentary? Was it a couple of years ago now?
No, but I used to watch the baseball bunch growing up with Johnny Bench.
My grandfather, he would talk about Johnny Bench and Joe Morgan and those Cincinnati Reds, and he had like a magnet and sticker on his garage and his refrigerator. For some reason, those Reds like really resonated with him. And
Yeah, that big red machine.
Yeah,
I
the
think
big red machine. He
they
talked about
transcended Cincinnati.
and my grandpa wasn't from Cincinnati, but he was really caught up in that squad and always talked about those players.
That's awesome. Those legendary names, legendary players, and yeah, they stick. You know when they really come to life too? If you were ever fortunate enough to find like their old baseball cards or something, or find, like, I found all my uncle's old cards and all those names came to life. Like, oh my God, because that's you heard about those names your whole life. Now you're finding baseball cards of those dudes.
I got something I'm going to say that might sound crazy to you. First of all, I got one old-timey time guy that gets zero credit for what he's accomplished because he was such like a fun goofball type of guy. And you mentioned him a few moments ago. If you've never seen the documentary It Ain't Over about Yogi Berra, it's phenomenal.
Really, really good.
Because you realize this guy's a 10-time World Series champion. His stats line up with anyone, but because he was like Yogi Berra and they did the Yogi Bear and
Yogiisms,
and because and truthfully, they even talk about in the documentary, I'm not being mean, because he wasn't the most handsome fella. He was the butt of jokes when people used to be a lot more mean.
He didn't look like the conventional, baseball player.
But he became a caricature of himself, and he became almost the punchline.
Yeah.
when you had these handsome other New York Yankees in pinstripes.
His personality overshadows his accolades, and his accolades are insane.
And when you look at what he's accomplished on the field, Yogi Berra is a name we all know, but it's a name that's far better than we think.
You know where the Yogi Berra Museum is? At my college, where they should retire my number.
Okay.
Montclair State
Really?
University.
Look at
Yeah,
that.
home of the Yogi Berra Museum.
Right,
And they
then-
stole his rings, dude. There was a whole story there. I don't know if they got him back or how they replaced him, but it's a very wonderful museum in his honor and in honor of Yogi Berra.
Let me bring up one thing and tell me what you think about this thought. It's been a minute now. 6 years ago, remember that lame-ass time of life called COVID, when we were all stuck at home watching the Tiger,
I
watching
try to
the
forget
we were
it.
watching the Tiger King and doing Carol Baskin dances. Carol Baskin killed her husband, whacked him. When you were like on TikTok for the first time, what was the thing we all watched in the sports world?
The Last Dance.
Bingo.
I
think we neglect to realize, even someone as young as Monsi, a lot of people truly didn't watch Michael Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
They know Michael Jordan, the most famous athlete of the last 100 years. You'd say him and Babe Ruth might be the 1 and 2. But Michael Jordan, if you weren't alive and sort of knowing things in the 90s, you're just going based off sneakers, legacy. Oh, he's the GOAT. You know how many people call him the GOAT over LeBron and everyone else that's never even seen him play a minute? Michael Jordan walked away from real basketball. I know the Wizards chapter, but in 1998, that is almost 30 years ago. So if you're a kid that's 35 or younger, don't tell me you know anything about Michael Jordan.
No, but your stories, if you did, your stories of watching Michael Jordan play or watching Mike Tyson fight.
Yeah, that's why I think
those are your stories.
That's why I think the Jordan GOAT thing gets exaggerated, because there's a lot of youngsters. We all watch him play and know what he did, but there's a lot of youngsters that I think pile onto the myth even more. Like, they forget he got stopped by the Pistons and the Celtics for years and years. Younger people think Michael Jordan was even more invincible
right?
than he was. And that
Oh,
documentary,
they think he walks on water.
yeah, and that documentary that stroked him, Last Dance, perpetuated it even more. So I think a lot of youngsters don't even really know Michael Jordan. We watched NBA on NBC as a kid. John Tesh, kids today don't know.
We also knew
really
how
don't.
important Scottie Pippen was to the process,
Yeah.
too. All
So,
right.
Anyway,
Two
just
more
I
phone
wanted to
calls.
get that out there, because we're talking about legends, and as time's flying, you can't say 90s bands are classic rock and that's say Michael Jordan's classic. 90s, come on. 80s.
877-99 on Fox. Let's wrap it with two more. Who do we got, Dan?
All right, let's go to Iowa. Joey.
Hey, Joey.
What up?
Hey guys. So my local post office, I'm in there quite a bit, and there's this young kid that works there, and his name's Jenner. And, I'm making small talk one day, and I'm like, so Jenner, that's an interesting name. And he's like, well, my dad ran track in Morningside, and he named me after Bruce Jenner. And then he just doesn't even look up, and he's like, man, yeah, we didn't see that one coming.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's you know what? I think that's a funny story. You
Rich
get an
and I,
ear.
Yes.
Well, I mean, he's a classic. He was on a Wheaties box. He's an all-time great athlete.
Yeah. Joey, hang on the line, okay?
And you know what? Rich and I interviewed Bruce when he was Bruce, and it was such an honor. It was really cool. He
by
was
the
a
way,
cool dude.
Fun fact, I don't know how many people could say this. We interviewed Bruce and Caitlyn Jenner.
That's right. Yeah. Bruce. That's right, guys.
And let me tell you, a gentleman and a lady both
Yeah.
times.
How crazy is that?
We interviewed Bruce.
I was
back
like,
in the
hey,
day.
Bruce. I remember saying, Bruce, why don't you hook me up with Kim? Yeah, you think you could handle that? Yeah? I don't think so, yeah? He's like, I think you're ready for all
And then years
that.
later, he was like, Caitlyn, you think you could hook me up with Kim? And he's like, you still think you can handle that?
He's like, yeah, I don't think you can handle that, yeah.
So, I mean, great both times. I'm a fan.
All right, let's wrap this up. Carson City, Mark, you got 30 seconds.
What
my
up,
friend.
Mark?
Hey, so when my kids were younger, I tried to educate them on the Rams because my neighbor was Rosie Greer.
Cool.
And nobody knew exactly who he was until I told them it was a football player that knitted. And then all of a sudden it was like everybody knew him.
You know, you got to remember, as we all get older, 80s, 90s, and before that is all classics now. So it's our job. To wrap it up, it's our job to teach the next generation, just like your grandpappy taught you about Muhammad Ali and
That's going to be you
Walt
talking
Frazier.
about O.J. Simpson one day, and you're going to tell your kids, you'll never guess what happened.
he was loved by everyone, and then one day, whoa!
Exactly.
Sorry.
All right, so legendary names, and on this day we remember and celebrate Mickey Mantle.
All right, we got more Covino and Rich. We'll do some NFL, have some fun next, right here on Fox Sports Radio. Now, if you work in logistics, you know one thing. Nothing moves without you. And right now, companies everywhere are looking for skilled people who could keep their supply chain running strong. Find your next job through Express Employment Professionals.
At Express Employment Pros, logistics isn't... That's right, yeah. Logistics is just another career field. It's a specialty.
See?
From warehouse associates and forklift operators to shipping and receiving, CDL drivers, inventory coordinators, and more, Express connects you with the roles that keep business moving.
Yeah, go to expresspros.com. Find that location near you. Give them a call. Do it. Whether you need to get your foot in the door with a contract role or you're looking for full-time work, Express finds you a job where your skills fit and your experience matters.
And the best part with Express, there's never any fees for job seekers. So if you're ready for your next shift, your next challenge, or your next big move, let Express help you find the logistics job that fits.
Yeah, visit expresspros.com today. Stop searching alone. Get support, get options, and get to work.
Can we please discuss the Justin Herbert Madison Beer thing? Can we please discuss PDA the way we meant to discuss it?
Say something without sounding like a creep?
Probably not, because everybody knows you're a creep anyway, so go ahead.
Let me try. Dude, she's like abnormally good looking. Like gorgeous.
We saw her at the iHeart Jingle Ball, right?
We Covino and I every year take our daughters on a little daddy-daughter night to iHeart's Jingle Ball. She performed. Every time I see this woman, I'm like, yo, she is just strikingly good looking. No creepo.
She's 27 years old.
It's like she's just abnormally good looking. And Justin Herbert is a quarterback in the NFL. It's like a match made in heaven.
If anyone has something to say in HR, I'm doing this for research purposes, but I'm looking up these really sexy photos.
I didn't say do that.
Well, research. I got to see what you're talking about.
Private browser.
Yeah, all right. No, she's beautiful, but
like stunning.
What would we expect from a superstar starting NFL studly young quarterback? Who's he supposed to be with? As my mom would say, Broomhilda? Or whatever, right?
Mrs. Grundy?
Oh, she's, who do we expect him to be with?
Now, I've
Plus,
noticed
Travis Kelce, rose the stakes a lot. Everyone's looking for their Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift sort of power couple moment nowadays. It's definitely in the air.
I think a lot of times when you talk about celebrity couples, power couples, the Russell Wilsons and Sierras, the Travis and Taylors,
Travis didn't invent it, but he put it on the map.
The Josh Allen and Haley Steinfeld, the Verlander and
hold on. We can think about it. Let's use our brains.
Yes.
Kate Upton.
Stop!
I was going to say BJ Upton. You're right.
Kate. That's not BJ Upton.
It's Kate.
That could be your nickname. I don't know. So when you think about all these amazing celebrity couples, right?
Yeah.
Athlete with, successful, beautiful, talented woman. I feel like Madison Beer and Justin Herbert, not that they're going under the radar, but like Jim Harbaugh is so supportive.
Did you mention Josh Allen?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
Jim Harbaugh is so supportive. The team is so supportive. Her people, to the point where It's almost like, all right, well, where is the line? And I know you feel like you saw the line the other day.
I saw the line this week. Now, if you haven't seen it, it's gone completely viral. We did touch on it yesterday, but didn't have that much time. We had a fun discussion, a fun show yesterday. If you missed it, everything on the podcast or YouTube page. All right, so the picture is they're at training camp, and Justin Herbert's there. He's laying on the grass, maybe doing some stretches. I don't know what he's doing exactly, but guess who else is on the field? Madison Beer, his fiance,
stroking his hair,
and she's fixing his little hair clip that he wears. That's what it appeared. This is what appears to be happening. I don't know. She's messing with his hair, and they're having this canoodling moment that Dan Byer pointed out. They're canoodling on the field. They're having these little gnome kisses, a little tickle fight on the field, and it's all cute and it's all great. If they're sitting, in the booth across from you at the restaurant, if they're at home on their couch, they're at training camp.
I disagree, and I'll tell you why. Because I feel like this is one of those moments where if you zoom out, right? Hold on.
I know there's other women there.
No, not only other women, but kids, and it looks like fans, and it looks like it's almost at the end of practice or after practice,
but he's
or
the
something
starting
where it's like
quarterback.
maybe it's a fan experience. This was not like they're doing reps with the first team, and Herbert decides to sit down, and Madison Beer's like, "Come here, let me fix your headband."
It does change things a little bit, but guess what? All those other people aren't targets, right? They're not Justin Herbert. They're not. He's under major scrutiny.
Not the face of your
football
football
Has he won any playoff
team.
games? He's not. Yeah, he's the face of the football team. Has he delivered a Super Bowl? Like, no one wants to see that right now.
Yeah, but you know what?
She's hot and all that, but you do that in your own time. That's like. I don't. Has my girlfriend ever even been in the studio? The answer is no.
But
what if she was here right now fixing my hair in a minute? Like, that's not the professional look you need.
You fix your own hair enough.
I fix my own hair.
Can I tell you
don't need that?
I think you're looking
That's a
at
distraction.
You're looking at it from
you
the
talked
wrong.
about how hot she is. She's distracting.
You're looking at it from the wrong perspective.
What's the perspective?
When are you your happiest and most productive and focused? When you're just really happy in life. And this kid looks like he's on cloud nine, engaged to a beautiful artist. She's gorgeous. He's talented. The coach is like, yo, she's great.
That's all great, Rich, but there's a time and place. No one's not happy for the guy. I'm super happy for the guy.
Yeah, he's not engaged with the practice.
Yeah, I think that he's a good-looking, successful quarterback. She's a good-looking, successful artist. I think it's great.
But I don't see where you say this is distracting. Like
time and place.
All right, before every game, you see my dude George Kittle and Juszczyk. What do? They always go down by the sideline, give their wives little kisses, and she pats Kittle on the shoulders.
The field with him laying there like they're having a picnic or something.
But it's also, it's training camp. It looks again like,
but it's optics. Maybe you're describing the truth of the situation.
And
right?
the truth is, it
but
wasn't
the
a moment.
Optics of it is not. It's not big for the Dan Patrick hat trick. We're also going live on YouTube in about 20 minutes for our bonus pod, Overpromised. So join the live chat, join the fun. It's where we're streaming right now at Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube. At Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube. Iowa Sam playing some old school Billy Joel. We got Danny G super producing on the phones. We got Monty hanging out. She's got an update for you in a few minutes. But what's on your mind, Rich? You excited for football, or would you watch? Are you watching a baseball game tonight, or no?
I just like the scenery of that game, so I'll probably watch a couple innings just to get the vibe. I think that's a great event every year.
Costner's involved, right?
Iowa Sam, you went to the first one a few years
I did,
back.
Yeah, 5 years ago. Because they took a 3-year hiatus. They did 2021, 2022. Then it was on hiatus for 3 years. Now it's back, baby.
Yeah.
What I do love about Field of Dreams is that it properly uses a phrase that people butcher all the time. If you and I were to grab our gloves and the ball, what would we do?
We'd have a catch.
Have a catch.
See, people disagree with that all the time.
It bothers me so much when people say, want to play catch? What are you, 3?
Jason Stewart, executive producer of Stu Guts and Company, says it's always been play catch.
Who's he to say that?
He says he's been playing baseball for 40 years.
As have I. And I've always said, we're having a catch. And guess what Kevin Costner said? What does Kevin Costner say in the movie?
He says have a catch.
Have a catch.
Yeah.
It's you have a catch. You don't play catch. You have a catch.
It's like you don't play
potato.
You don't play boxing, man.
Yeah.
You don't play boxing.
You fight. All right. So, Danny G, we're going to go to Monty for an update. And then I know you have some stats, some college numbers as kids go back to school.
Yeah, it turns out we have an STD specialist on our show in Rich Davis.
Well, not only did the
I never got one. So does that make me a specialist?
Well, allegedly, right? So kids go back to school here in L.A. this week, but college kids are already on their way. So this is perfect timing.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's a risk you take. Go to college.
Life's a risk now.
Let's go to Monty for an update. Yo, Bolaños, what's doing?
Well, the Field of Dreams game, is going to be in an hour, 4:30, 7:30 Eastern. So Phillies taking on the Twins. Minnesota activated outfielder Byron Buxton, who missed the last 14 games with a right hip impingement. What else has happened around the world of baseball? Well, the Tigers shut out the Guardians 3-0. Detroit is now tied for the final wildcard spot in the American League, along with the Rangers. Reds took down the White Sox 9-8. Also, White Sox pitcher Davis Martin was mad. This is what I'm saying, mad. Sal Stewart hit a home run in the first inning, and then in the third inning, he threw 2 pitches at Sal Stewart's head back to back. He was ejected from the game. White Sox lose the game to the Reds 9-8. Mariners snapped out of their losing streak with a 1-0 win over the Yankees. So did the Red Sox. They were on a losing streak. They blanked the Blue Jays 7-0. The Nationals just took down the Cubs 7-0. When it comes to the NFL preseason action tonight, fellas, 6 games for week 1. It all starts at 7 Eastern with a doubleheader. Bengals host the Lions. Packers take on the Steelers. Cardinals and Raiders, that kicks off at 8 Eastern. And Arizona has ruled out quarterback Carson Beck because of a rib injury. Panthers head coach Dave Canales says that running back Chuba Hubbard suffered a hamstring injury. He's considered week to week. Saints rookie wide receiver Jordan Tyson left practice with the leg lower body injury and did not return. Also, Bears chairman George McCaskey said that the team will not change their name if they end up building a stadium in Indiana. No, we will not. No, we will be the Chicago Bears, whether we're in Arlington or in Hammond. So no matter what. Lastly here, John Machota, he covers the Cowboys, and he said that he tweeted that actor Dustin Hoffman was at the Cowboys practice today, and when he asked him what he thinks about the Cowboys, the quote was, "I don't know anything about football. I think they're great." I think you're great. Back to you.
Oh,
that is random.
Think you're great, Monty.
Dustin Hoffman's like 91.
Yeah,
He's just hanging out at the practice.
He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
As Mr. Miyagi said, Monty, I think you pretty okay too.
Oh, thank you.
Or something like that.
To quote the great Miyagi.
To quote the great Miyagi, you pretty good too.
Man,
whatever he said.
I'm just so nervous. As we get ready for some preseason football, are you going to watch tonight? What are you more inclined to watch? Preseason football or the Field of Dreams game?
Yeah, both of them.
I'll be going back and forth.
Yeah.
For sure, yeah.
Split screen.
Mm-hmm.
All the games start.
Whatever happened to picture-in-picture? The PIP.
Yeah.
The only time picture-in-picture is really used is for Sunday Ticket. Back in the day, we thought we would use that so much, right? Like, you really thought, like, if there was a chance it could happen. No, you don't. But, yeah, those games, a lot of them start 4 o'clock West Coast, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and then 9 o'clock. There's a couple, so.
Fernando Mendoza taking the field tonight at Allegiant.
Is Mac Jones going to take snaps tonight, or are they even going to? You know, that's why even your own team, unless you really look into it, you're like, who's playing tonight?
Right.
I want to see Stripling play wide receiver. I want to see what he's got, but you never know with the Niners, especially being how fragile they are. I don't know. Do you even take
fragile?
Yeah. Do you even take chances?
And by the way, speaking of the Field of Dreams game,
yeah.
Wes from Vegas chimes in. Well, he's from Idaho, but now he's in Vegas.
Yeah.
He says, "No, dummy, you don't play catch or throw the ball around. This East Coast nonsense." He says you play catch.
No,
you play catch or throw the ball around.
Yeah, have a catch. Want to have a catch?
He says you play catch.
If
He agrees with Jay Stu.
If I picked up a football and said
regional, I guess I agree with you. I'm just saying
It
it's
is
a regional
regional,
thing.
yeah.
Clearly,
it's like my wife stupidly calling my kids, they got tennis shoes. I'm like, my kid's not Steph. My daughter's not Steffi Graf. They're sneakers. Tennis shoes. Okay, Andre Agassi.
They're
okay.
sneakers.
Oh, is my son Alcaraz or is he little Benny? He doesn't have tennis shoes.
So he's from Idaho. He says play catch.
The Agassi. I've been waiting to see that. Did you say Andre Agassi?
Andre Agassi.
The Agassi.
Man,
Andre
we
Agassi.
missed
Still in
you.
theaters.
Man, we missed you the
Are
past few days.
Are you a heart of Agassi?
I guess.
Agassi?
Agassi just made me
Andre-
think of the
Andre
Odyssey.
Agassi.
Yeah, Agassi, yeah.
You know that was a wig the whole time? True story. All right, hey, we got more Covino and Rich and a stat about college and STDs. Danny can't wait for this one. We'll do this next. Coming up. CNR.
Go the distance.
John Bernthal of The Walking Dead, Punisher himself, said that I don't trust people who take naps.
He's like, you're an adult. Who takes naps?
And if you take a nap, I don't trust you in business. I don't trust you in life. You're a grown-up. What are you taking a nap for?
You a kindergarten kid?
I don't trust you. And it just got us talking before the show.
Science doesn't back him up, though.
And, sometimes a nap is good, Danny G. It feels good to take a nap.
I'll tell you what, when we fill in for Dan Patrick, and word on the streets is we're going to do that the weekend.
Next weekend. Next week.
Not this week. Next week.
Yeah.
When we fill in for Dan Patrick, being that he's on earlier, especially out here in California, it throws off our schedule so hard. Later that day, it's almost guaranteed. George Foreman guaranteed.
I guarantee
that we're falling asleep. We're taking a little nap.
Well, think about it. If,
little nap later
most
that
of
day.
Most of our affiliates are, as Danny always points out, back East Coast and Midwest, right? But when we fill in for Dan out here in LA,
we're up at 4:35 in the morning.
That's 6 a.m. So we're up in the 4 o'clock hour, getting ready to come here and get ready for the show. Covino, you're damn right. By 2 in the afternoon, you're not ready, Danny G, for a little, you telling Brenda, you mind if I take a half-hour nappy?
I'm taking a 2-hour nap.
So, naps, that's a question itself. Is it weird for grown men to take naps?
I think if your schedule, like I said, if your schedule's off, you were traveling, you're jet lagged, I think sometimes there's just no avoiding it.
Dan Byer, if you go out golfing and you are in the heat, 18 holes, long day on the course, when you get home, would your wife question you if you fell asleep taking a nap on the couch?
No, not at all. I think there's a difference between planned naps and one where you just kind of doze off.
As our parents would say, you conked out.
You're absolutely right. If you're an adult and you have to revolve your day around your nap time, like you're in kindergarten, I think that's weird. Well, if you're so exhausted, like Danny and Danny G, you both have little guys. They're exhausting. You might just conk out watching something boring on TV.
I think little kid napping and adult napping are two different things. Little kids need to nap, not because they have so much energy, but their mood will sour closer to bedtime if they don't nap. And adults nap because we're lacking energy.
And your body's telling you, right?
Yeah, this article says sleep scientists are not on his side. They consistently find naps improve mood, memory, and productivity.
You know what's wild about that, Danny G? It's in reality, to back up what you're saying there, most of the time, even if it's 15, 20 minutes, you wake up feeling totally different. Wow, that's all I needed, I guess.
It's like turning your iPhone on and off.
Yeah, and the longer you end up sleeping, the more tired you feel, right? So sometimes you just need that little nap. But John Bernthal makes a funny point. What kind of adult needs their little nap time? I don't trust adults that nap.
Said that in a bit. It was hilarious. Is Sebastian Maniscalco. He's like, when we grew up in my household, when you were up, you were up. There was no such thing as a nap.
Let me tell you, we talked about conspiracy theories earlier in the show. Do we know who invented the 8-hour workday? It was Thomas Edison. Not Thomas Edison. Henry Ford. I was going to say Gerald Ford, not him either. It was Ford who decided to make the factory workday 9 to 5. Not Dolly Parton. She didn't come out with that. It was 9 to 5, and Ford just said, let's do that.
No, and Thomas Edison sang the song, right?
Yeah. No, wait, Dolly Parton sang the song.
Oh.
Anyway.
Now you confuse me.
Yeah.
No, it was Thomas Edison, Gerald Ford, and Babe Ruth.
Oh, okay, all together.
They starred in 9 to 5.
No, but it was
you're confusing me, man.
No, it was Henry Ford who said that. And if you look it up, the idea of someone saying you need an 8-hour night of sleep, that's also a myth. It could range from 6 to 7 for some people, 9 for others. So the 8-hour, you need 8 hours of sleep. That's also.
Monty was ordering coffees for everybody. She said her treat. I should have just ordered a cake pop for later or something, right? Should have cashed in.
You didn't get one?
No, I should have ordered a sandwich or something.
Come on,
later on.
That's what I did.
Right? I know, right? Like, Shay, it's on you. I should have ordered a croissant for tomorrow morning.
I got the turkey. I got the turkey bacon coming.
Did you say a croissant?
It's just I didn't want a coffee right now. Anyways, Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. It's an old trick. It's when people are like, hey, I'm stopping by. You need anything? Just look at your grocery list and tell them to bring some deodorant, whatever you're low on. We should have cashed in on Monty's offer.
You guys got some toothpaste? All right, hey, we are doing it live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. And just a reminder, guys, if you work in logistics, nothing moves without you. Companies needed skilled people, and Express Employment Pros can help you find contract or full-time work that fits at no cost to you. Jeez.
What'd you say about full-time?
Oh, I know.
Can you read that line again, Rich? I'm going to have to piece this together.
Yeah, what is full-time?
Express Employment Pros can help you find contract or full-time work that fits.
And it's time to get your financial portfolio game ready. With Webull, get powerful investing tools and real-time data all on one platform. Get started by downloading the Webull app today or visiting Webull.com.
Webull Financial, LLC, member SIPC FINRA. Investing involves risk. For more information, visit Webull.com/disclosures.
Now, two things before we get into STDs. Number one,
STDs
coming up on tomorrow's
You're
show.
going to get into those.
Brainwave. We play a game. It's all multiple choice. It's trying to see if you're on the same brainwave as the bozos here in the studio.
Perfect.
Okay. We give away prizes tomorrow, plus weekend hobnobbing, what to watch in the world of sports and entertainment. We do that every Friday. And right after the show today, in about 9 minutes, Overpromise, this is our bonus podcast. We're going to talk about the best deals in life and in sports history, because the Lakers were sold this week. So the best deals, adult cartoons, because it's the anniversary of a very famous adult cartoon. It's not your Simpsons, Sam. And
Is that your favorite, Sam, by the way? Your
Yeah.
favorite adult cartoon, Simpsons?
By far, yeah. I would say so. He's always talking about him. And who might be ass, we'll let you know. Let's just say it's one of the teams playing tonight, preseason NFL, okay? Overpromised, new episode 151 right here on our YouTube page at Covino and Rich FSR. And remember, we're filling in for Dan Patrick next week.
Danny G, your Raiders are on ESPN Unlimited tonight?
Locally for us in Southern California, KTLA 5.
Oh, you're gonna get it locally because
Yeah.
the
Russell
Niners.
Wilson has his own channel?
It's ESPN Unlimited. Titans Niners later tonight. I'm excited. I just realized that's 6 p.m. so I could go to the gym, then go home, and that's on NFL Network. So some of the games are on NFL Network, some are local. But if you have the Sunday ticket, you're gonna get them all. But I'm sure some people haven't signed up for their Sunday ticket yet. So hey, we'll see what happens tonight.
All right. Well, I'm Covino. I got a 1,600 on my STDs. I'm all good.
Never.
Rich Davis, I don't know. I don't know what he got. Danny G,
Yes.
what's the stats?
All right, so Arnie Spanier, our weekend host here at FSR, he sent this to me. Of course he did. I asked him for the source, and I said, you don't count, Arnie. This comes from Lee the Fourth on social media. He says these numbers are from the CDC. So top 10 colleges back to school with the highest STD rates right now.
All right. My old stomping grounds. I feel like Syracuse was always on these type of lists.
No, there is one New York school, though.
Really?
Columbia. At number 10.
Oh, a bunch of New York City Huskies.
So just one.
All right, one New York
Right?
school,
You said
Columbia.
one New York school?
Yeah.
Okay. How about like the party schools? That comes to mind. How about in Arizona State?
You know, everybody would guess that, I
Right.
think, but they're not. No.
Really?
Nope.
Well, then they're
USC,
practicing,
some schools pushing them
USC,
out.
Danny, USC.
Nope.
What?
Nope.
Maybe you see.
Oh, I got it. Like people that people are just doing what they want, like Georgia.
Think of big SEC tailgates. Yes, Georgia. Ding,
How
ding,
about-
ding. Number 5.
How about Miami?
No.
Wow.
Dude, I'm going LSU.
LSU's number 1.
Oh, yeah. I'm just thinking
Yay.
I was thinking of Southern Jezebels.
I bet you LSU would like to retire that number.
Hussies, as my
Yeah,
grandma would say.
US. That's funny. That's a great way. You should wrap the show with that. They want to retire that number.
Yeah. Not Jayden Daniels.
LSU, Georgia, Columbia.
How about like UNLV or something like that?
No.
Man.
No.
I'm just thinking like
Think of
like Penn State?
no.
Yeah, any Big Ten schools on there? I know Iowa's not. Thank
So
goodness.
let me go down the list because we're running out of time here. Arkansas.
Okay.
Maryland.
Oh.
UNC Chapel Hill. South Carolina. You guys mentioned Georgia. Alabama is number 4.
wow.
Check this one out at number 3. Alaska Anchorage.
Well, not much to do up there.
Most STDs.
Number 2, Ole Miss. And you guessed the number 1, LSU.
There you go. Look at that.
Wow. So hey, be safe this
Yeah.
college season.
If you're a parent of a kid attending that school or one of those schools,
Be afraid.
Safety first.
Be afraid. All right. Hey, we'll have a great night. Enjoy your Field of Dreams game. Enjoy a bunch of preseason NFL. And our bonus pod starts in 5 minutes, so you can check that out. A fun 20, 30 minutes.
Join the
where
live chat.
We go over a bunch of fun stuff. So that's next. We'll put a link out at Covino and Rich. Arrivederci, baby.
See you in the overpromised land.
Yeah, go there now.
Let's go.
Bye now.
Baseball.